goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Probably the most well-known and infamous of all the subgenres, slashers are where you'll find some of the horror greats, like Michael Myers from the Halloween franchise, Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, whose goalie mask is synonymous with camp slashers, Norman Bates from Psycho, Chucky from Child's Play, Ghostface from Scream, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the more recent Art the Clown from Terrifier. It's a pretty famous group and some pretty awesome movies. I'd also toss in the classic Sleepaway Camp, which I like so much I did a Halloween special on it last year. There is one name I didn't mention yet, though, and yep, you guessed it. He's my favorite. Freddy Krueger.
Please, God.
This is God.
I'm gonna go with the first Nightmare on Elm Street, before Freddy really developed his snarky, more fun-loving persona.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big break in TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
As great as Dream Warriors is, there's something so much more menacing and uncomfortable about the original. In the 80s, this movie was so well known and the concept so frightening that before I'd even seen it, I knew enough to be afraid as I pedaled my bike down the Elm Street in my very own town. A completely unrelated location with the movie, but the name was enough to put the fear in me and get my legs pumping faster. When I walked in on this scene from the Dream Warriors playing in my parents' bedroom, it was more than enough to confirm my fears and burn Freddy into my head permanently, leading to months of restless sleep afterward and sporadic nightmares for years to come. Wes Craven turns sleep, which is supposed to be a refuge, into a place where dreams are deadly and the darkness hides a killer with a glove of razors.
You'll feel better when you get some sleep.
Feel better? You call this feeling better?
Freddy Krueger is one of the most iconic horror villains ever, and for good reason. His backstory alone is enough to raise the hairs on your arm, and that he's come back to stalk teenagers in the one place they can't defend themselves, their own minds, makes it all the more terrifying. Not the least because of all the twisted imagery Wes Craven and his team were able to conjure up. Freddy's power is absolute in dreams. He warps reality into a hall of horrors, distorts bodies, and toys with his victims' deepest fears. As the blood begins to flow, the line between reality and nightmare bends and breaks. Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp, emerges as the archetype of the resourceful final girl, trapped between sleep and wakefulness, terror and courage. She puts in an excellent performance, carrying the emotional weight of the movie. Notably, this was also Johnny Depp's first movie, as Glenn, Nancy's boyfriend who meets a rather grisly fate. Freddy himself, played with malevolent glee by Robert Englund, is the perfect balance of menace and charisma, a villain who taunts and terrifies in equal measure.
Come to Freddy.
Everything comes together to make Freddy such an effective horror villain. His grim backstory, his burned appearance, along with the memorable sweater and fedora, his frightening and unconventional weapon of choice, Robert Englund's sadistically jovial portrayal, and his nightmarish powers. Craven's direction turns the familiar suburbs into a surreal battleground, where every location potentially hides danger, as Nancy struggles to stay awake while maintaining her sanity and her life. The story is intriguing, original, and wickedly creative. By the time Nancy turns the tables and faces Freddy head-on, the film cements itself as a masterclass in horror, blending slasher thrills with supernatural terror, and introducing one of cinema's most iconic monsters. It's a blast.
2 friends coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door.
Oh, and if you can't decide between Freddy and Jason, check out Freddy vs. Jason, an unapologetic rampage between two of horror's most recognizable icons. It's a ton of fun. Horror greats slashed into Night 13 with glee, and Night 14 is swiftly approaching, with sinister whispers in the air.